Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Games Done Quick Hot Fix on this fine Sunday morning. This is PB Precipice, which is a show all about showcasing for you what a typical speedrun stream, what a session of speedrunning attempts really looks like. My name is Adef, and I am your host. Before we get into things, I've got some quick announcements for you. One and Doneathon is coming up again, where you can show off your favorite run, and that's your only appearance in the One and Doneathon series. The schedule will be released July 29th. Frame Fatales will be having its next all-women speedrunning event, Flame Fatales, from August 21st to the 27th. The marathon schedule is now out. Type !FF in Twitch chat or go to gamesdonequick.com/framefatales for more info. Prize submissions are now open. Check the site for more information. And with that, gamers, I am more than excited to introduce you to somebody that you may actually know, as he has appeared on the main GDQ stage with amazing runs in the past. Mitch Riz. Mitch, how are you doing?
I'm doing great.
Excellent, excellent. So, Mitch, first of all, you have speedrun Sekiro and you have experience in the Souls genre for speedrunning. And so I'm curious what drew you to Elden Ring specifically.
Basically what you said. I'm in the Souls adjacent community. Sekiro, which is, a little off on the side of the
Sure.
Souls, but close enough that when Elden Ring came out, it was like, hey, new game, similar gameplay, like let's check it out. And it was definitely a lot of fun. The hype has died down a little bit, but still a fun time with those speedruns.
Excellent. So today you're going to be showing off any percent. Can you tell us a little bit about this category?
Well, yeah, as I'm sure most people who will watch will know what any percent is. It's getting to the credits as fast as possible. You do not have to complete 100% of the game. You just have to get to the credits. This particular category is actually slightly restricted. So most people are used to any percent being completely unrestricted. This one has a little bit of restrictions because there are some glitches that are hardware dependent. And so they are not allowed in this to keep it a nice, even, fair playing field. There is a separate category that allows the hardware-dependent glitches, but that is its own separate thing. This is the main any percent, which tries to keep it much more fair for everyone.
Fantastic. I think we're going to be very interested to talk more as the runs progress about sort of those restrictions. And, it's also an interesting community decision that I really respect, making it, any percent. The most approachable category being any percent, I think, is really interesting. So, Mitch, are there any segments in this any percent run that you are like, oh, this is the crux, like this is the most difficult part?
Oh, for sure. It's the bosses, for sure. There's only 3 that we do in the entire run. Wow. But all of them are basically, I have to get this particular glitch. The chainsaw glitch, referred to in the recent SGDQ as the pizza swap glitch.
Yes.
Which we all made fun of him for saying, it's not called the pizza swap glitch, it's called the chainsaw glitch. Why are you... Well, but, just having a fun time with it. But that particular glitch, basically have to get it first try on every single boss. Otherwise, I'm just going to get killed by them before I have a time to kill them first. So... all 3 bosses are like that. The second boss that we're going to do, Malekith, really sucks if I have to reset and try him again. So I really would like to get him first try. The other 2, it's all right if I have to do them second or third try. But Malekith specifically, I really want to get him first try.
Great. And my last question, how likely do we think a PB is today?
I think if I just finish a run, it will be a PB because my current PB does not have the most recent route and there's a lot of time saves. So I think it's very, very likely. At least if I do a no reset, I think I should be guaranteed a PB. I'm not sure.
Squeeze.
Maybe, hopefully.
Great. Okay, excellent. Well, then let's get right into it. Let's pop over to the gameplay and let's watch some Elden Ring any percent with Mitch Riz.
Alrighty.
Okay, so Mitch, what's going on the character selection screen here?
Yeah, so the class we pick is the Vagabond. The reason for that, there's actually a few possible classes that we could pick, but we need one with a weapon that the weapon art is a stance. So the main two options that we might pick for that are the Vagabond or the Samurai. The Vagabond just has a bit more like starting armor and things like that, so we just go with the Vagabond. Name doesn't matter, and also my keybinds are going to be really messed up because I have custom key bindings to get the glitches easier, so whatever name I type is not going to work very well. I'm going to try to type PB Precipice, and we'll see what it comes out as.
That sounds great. EB Aresi.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So that was me trying to type it, but my keybinds are very, very different than normal.
Oh my god.
The
Eris.
Don't worry about it. And so for the keepsake, it doesn't actually matter. None of these help that much. We picked the only one that's sort of passive and we don't have to actively use. So I'm going to go with the Crimson Amber Medallion. Gives a little more health, lets us live possibly through a few attacks. Then I'm just going to start up, and the beginning of the run is going to look very familiar if you've watched pretty much any Elden Ring speedrun of just getting through the tutorial section.
Let's get some emotes in chat for Mitch to give him some good luck. Let's get some GLHFs and maybe some GDQ spins. Let's see it.
Yeah. Now, because the game is timed with in-game time rather than real time, there are a few annoying quitouts that we do that save in-game time, such as on every door. I'm not the biggest fan of them, but hey, if they're allowed, we're going to do it. We're going to get that time lower.
Yeah, it's interesting. Sometimes there's a discussion in speedrunning communities of like, there are sometimes runners who are like, yeah, I don't love this ruling, but it is what we've decided on as a community, so it is what it is.
As I'm going, I'm actually going to be discarding some of the starting equipment to free up some inventory. Not free up, I guess, but just get rid of them so that they're not going to get in the way of future menuing with the inventory, because the whole glitch that we're setting up is based on inventory management. So I'm just getting rid of everything I don't need for that.
One thing definitely worth mentioning is that Mitch... and I'm not sure exactly how common this is, but it's definitely not the most common form for Souls speedrunning, but Mitch plays on mouse and keyboard. Hence the macros and everything, and EBE Reese getting typed earlier. But yeah, Mitch, what was the decision to play on mouse and keyboard?
I just like it more. There's no, like, I did it casually. I did it... Okay, I have time here. And it's just something I enjoy. Also, you said macro, and I just want to, correct that before anyone thinks, that I'm cheating. Macros not allowed, but rebinding keys
is allowed.
Yes,
okay, great.
Is allowed.
I apologize for my blasphemous comment.
Yeah. Don't get me banned off the leaderboards for this or anything.
Well, your speedrun is to get an any % PV. My speedrun is to get Mitch banned.
Oh, okay. So we've got conflicting goals here. We'll
this is good. This is good story tension.
Yeah. And so we're out in the open field, and I'm pretty much just walking for a while. So nothing too interesting for a little bit until we get into the next area of the game.
Wow, it's been a couple weeks since I've watched. I mean, at SGDQ, I watched Kata and Hypersomniac's runs, but it's been a couple weeks since I've watched a proper Elden Ring stream, and I already want to do another playthrough now.
Right?
It's so good. This game is so good.
And speaking of, you did see any percent at SGDQ, but it was not with the updated route. This route is a very scary route. I will probably fail it many more times than I succeed it. And so that's why it was not shown off at the marathon. But since I got 3 hours to hopefully get a PB, we're going to go for the fastest route we can. Here, I light the Grace, and then I actually go into the menu and warp to the Grace, just so that I skip the animation of lighting it. Just tiny little optimizations to save a bit of time.
To aid you, you need to the foot. Then summon me. I bequeath.
There's a question
Also,
in chat
it
here for you,
glitches out
Mitch,
that.
if you don't mind. They ask,
Yeah.
is there a lot of RNG in this run?
Sort of. There is RNG in the bosses, but if you do everything first try and you're very fast with it, no matter what RNG you get, you can always win. The RNG will come into play if I have to do a second or third try. If I get good RNG, I'll be able to do that no problem. And if I get bad RNG, I will die if I try a second or third try on some of the bosses. So, yes and no. I'm going to do the little warp trick here once again. And then coming up to the first sort of skip, it doesn't actually skip anything that's required. It's just we can jump over a little cliff to skip having to go around. At least if I don't mess it up, I will be able to. Let's see. A little precise. Should do it. Got it. Nice.
Very nice.
Kind of scarier than it looks, but at the same time, it is very consistent as long as you kind of wait until you're right about to drop off the cliff before you jump. And we're also coming up to the first actual glitch of the run, which is going to be a wrong warp, which we're going to do a couple times in the run. Basically, if we both use the equivalent of the homeward bone, and at the same time, we also perform a warp, the game gets confused and puts us at a default location for the zone, which is out of bounds. So when we quit out from that, it puts us back to the other default location of the zone we started in, and that gets us a little bit further along.
Mitch, I know you didn't just game gets confused me.
But it does.
I know you didn't just game gets confused
Game
me.
gets confused.
I can't believe you did that.
And so you can see we were just falling through the void when I did the first half of the wrong warp, and then if I quit out there, it puts me back in the other location that I warped from, and the default location is here, which is, I don't know, like 100 feet further ahead on the road, so saves us a bit of walking. But yeah, that's actually my explanation for most of the glitches in this game, is game gets confused, so sorry, you'll hear it more.
Oh, that poor game getting confused all the time.
It just always does get confused.
It was so interesting to me, that falling segment with Torrent, where you were falling down the ledges. You landed at the end with like 1/15 of Torrent's HP left. Just like so perfect.
Yeah, it's because all three of the jumps there are just barely at the right height where you take fall damage, and the minimum fall damage you can take, I believe, is like 30% of your health. So all three of them together is, 90%, roughly. Someone can probably correct me on the math, but
fall
that's
damage
about
is
it.
so weird in this game.
And sometimes you'll probably see it in multiple attempts today. I probably won't take fall damage on all three falls in another attempt today. I might take it on only two or only one, because it's right on the edge of where fall damage happens.
It's so funny the way they decided to do. Like, I know they decided to do it this way because the game is open world, but it's still so strange to me. It's like you do not take fall damage for a certain gap of air, and then there's a tiny sliver where you do take fall damage, and then immediately after that you die instantly.
Yep. It is. It is pretty wacky.
It's so dumb.
Mm-hmm. It's even funnier because it only calculates your starting and ending height. So if you get launched into the air and then fall back down and land where you started, you don't take any fall damage, even though it looks like it should be lethal. All right, we're coming up to our next glitch here, which is the Pegasus glitch. If I can do it right. Where first we jump off of Torrent and quit out at the same time so that game gets confused and
No,
doesn't know
unbelievable.
where to put us. Basically, we're off of Torrent, so it puts us on our own, but Torrent hadn't completely despawned yet, so Torrent is here too. Hey, Torrent, he's just chilling. And so anytime that we load back into the game, it just puts Torrent in the game because it's like, oh, Torrent's supposed to be somewhere. We'll put him on the player character. So if you go right up to a ledge and quit out, then Torrent is going to fall. Well, hopefully we don't. We're lucky here when we load back in. And there he goes. Bye-bye, Torrent. And then because he died to a death plane, death planes remove your gravity. And they kind of just didn't consider what would happen if Torrent died and the player didn't, because normally you're riding Torrent. So Torrent's gravity stays off even when you respawn him. And we can just ride him with no gravity. And use him to kind of clip out of bounds over into the Raya Lucaria. I got lucky. Instant grab. This warp here is actually intended by the developers. Patches tells you about it. This abductor will take you straight to the Volcano Manor.
There were so many people on Twitter, like, so in my casual playthrough in like day 2 that the game was out, this happened to me. And I've played Bloodborne, so I was like, oh, okay. But for everybody who hadn't played Bloodborne, so many of my mutuals on Twitter were like, I think I got a wrong warp. And I was like, no. This is a thing From Software intended. Does sometimes.
Yep. There, it's sort of a skip of we just fall down into the lava. Not sure if it's intended because you're supposed to go a different path, but the fall damage isn't lethal, so we can take it and move into the main part of Volcano Manor, where we're just going to go over and get a grace here to do another wrong warp. This route is full of wrong warps. And for anyone who's seen any of the speedruns, you'll probably be aware of why we're in Volcano Manor. We're trying to get the Serpent Hunter. Very powerful weapon. And especially powerful with the glitch we're going to do.
To determine if you had... It seems Torrent, whereas there is, but I can take gathering.
I think I got it. The wrong warp is a little precise, so don't be surprised if I fail it a couple times today. But hey, got it. It actually can get more precise, the wrong warp. If you haven't rested at a grace, it goes down to like a 2-ish frame window. I'm not sure if we know exactly how big the window is, but it's more like, I don't know, 5 to 10 or somewhere there normally. Oops. Messed up my Pegasus glitch. Time. There we go. So yeah, there's kind of a lot to explain. I don't know that I'm doing the greatest job here, but we're basically just going through places to try to get the Serpent Hunter. Everything we've done so far is just to get us to the Serpent Hunter as fast as possible. Oh, and this is a new one that I haven't seen before. We are stuck inside of Torrent.
Good.
I don't know if that's going to happen again every time I load into the game. We might be soft locked. Wait, I think I can fix this. Okay. I just had to set up the glitch again. I'm lost, but it's fine. I have no idea why that happened. The Pegasus glitch is a mystery to me. Where Torrent gets placed in relation to the player character, I have no idea.
This is just retribution for saying that the game got confused. The game was like, I never got confused. Here's this.
It knew exactly what it was doing. It intentionally did all that.
Right.
But here we are again, trying to kill Torrent. Sorry, Torrent, but we'll bring you back. It's fine. Stronger than you were before. Torrent the White. Not actually. He doesn't change colors, but... Lord of the Rings reference. Failed, I guess.
No, I
Anyway.
was responding to a message, but I respected it.
Okay. And, so here, yeah, we use the Pegasus glitch, and this is just to get us to the end of Volcano Manor a little faster than walking through it. Like, we could have walked through Volcano Manor, but flying through is just slightly faster.
Here, Mitch, to make you feel happier about it, I'll say, yeah, the death plane is Torrent's Balrog.
Yeah.
Yay.
Thank you.
And no problem, dude.
All right, now that we have the Serpent Hunter, we're just heading right back to the same spot where we're going to do the Pegasus glitch again to fly to a new place. That'll get us to the end of the game very quickly. Also, to accomplish the Pegasus glitch, most runners just actually use the regular keybinds or on controller, the regular button mapping to do it. But yeah, I have everything rebound, so I just run my finger across the keyboard to quit out very quickly. I just have it on T through // I'm not sure which slash that is.
My God, that's so many keystrokes.
Technically, there's a few spaces in between to make it a little more consistent, but yeah, it's just all the keystrokes back to back.
So I assume
we're
that's
just flying
you
over.
have the arrow keys bound up there then.
Yes, because yeah, that's the main thing. Is the arrow keys are very inconvenient, and they're actually not rebindable in game. You have to use a out of the game rebinder to change the menu. Otherwise, it's only on the arrow keys.
Yeah, a reminder, gamers, that macros are banned.
Yes, macros are banned, but you can rebind things that are almost as powerful as macros.
Because you could literally just put a TAS on a keystroke.
Yeah. It's going to get even wackier when I get to the chainsaw glitch, because that uses the entire top row of the keyboard from tilde to backspace.
Good.
All right, here we're setting up one more wrong warp. I actually didn't have to grab that grace there, but it's a good backup. Because if I fail this wrong warp, we would be sent way back if I did not grab that grace. Ooh, a gold.
You're quite far ahead.
Yeah, this new route is a little speedier than the old route that I used to do. All right, successful wrong warp. And now we actually get into the hard part of the run. Now we have to do all of the bosses with no upgrades. So the old route would get the Serpent Hunter to +7, so that if you basically got the glitch at any time, the bosses would just immediately die. But now we're doing it with +0. No upgrades at all on the weapon, so it actually takes quite a while to kill the bosses. And so we have to do things nice and perfectly to kill them before we die. I should also mention, this is an end game area, and we just kind of warped here. Because they give you little previews of the end game areas at the 4 belfries. And so if you do a wrong warp while previewing an end game area, it will actually just put you into that end game area. Got a little bit of walking here, so nothing too interesting until we actually get to the next boss.
This area is so good.
Definitely one of the most spectacular when you get to see it and all the tornadoes and everything's floating. And we just kind of skip on by, so... That was scary. We are quitting out a bunch just to de-aggro the enemies. Once again, it's slower in real time, but it doesn't actually lose any time in-game because quitting out you can do without having to stop moving at all. And I'm swinging my weapon on falls because it cancels the falling animation, the hard landing. The weapon swing isn't super fast anyway, but it's faster. Here for safety, I'm going to grab this Grace. Normally, you would not grab it. So if I get a PV here, and then we have to beat this time, I probably won't grab it for future runs. All right, into the chainsaw glitch, which is going to take about 8 inputs in about 1/3 of a second. That's why I have them keybound in a certain way. Let's see if I can get it. Nope, failed once, failed twice, failed 3 times. Okay, come on. Oh. Well, this is not great. We are now in the improvisation territory. There we go. And yeah, so now we have a machine gun. Come on over here, you. Uh-oh, uh-oh. No! Aww. That's very unfortunate. There we go. Whew.
Nice.
Okay, that was the most improvised I've ever had to do this particular fight. But we made it through. Just barely. Yeah, so what that is it's a weapon swap glitch where we start using the weapon art of our sword, which is a stance, so you can just kind of hold it forever without doing anything. We then, while we're holding it, switch our weapon to the Serpent Hunter. Game gets confused and doesn't know what weapon art it's supposed to use. So instead of using either of the weapon arts of the two weapons, it defaults to weapon art number 1 on the list, which is the pizza cutter. And the pizza cutter has a weapon art where you just hold the weapon out in front of you and it's just continually like ticking. But it uses the damage and hitbox values from the Serpent Hunter. So it's doing the Serpent Hunter's weapon art at the speed of the pizza cutter's weapon art. And so we basically just have a machine gun at that point.
It's funny that that glitch was discovered not too terribly long after that Bloodborne glitch that was discovered a couple months ago.
Yeah.
The cannon thing, that's pretty similar.
I don't know if they work the same because I'm not that familiar with the Bloodborne one, but they sure look the same.
Yeah, I think they're vastly different in mechanic. It just ends up, the result seems similar.
Mm-hmm. Here we're doing a nice little skip to get us to the end of Baramazula a little bit quicker. Just jumping over that railing. And coming up on what I think is the hardest part of the run, and hopefully it goes well, and then we'll get a PB. If it does not go well, this might be our first reset of the night. Where what's so scary about Malekith is that the first time you enter the fight, he will just sit around monologuing. But the second time and onward, he just immediately runs at you, and so it's really hard to set up the glitch when you have basically no time and he runs at you. All right, I'm quitting out just to get the tree sentinel aggro off of me, because sometimes he can hit you with a fireball through the door, and I don't want to deal with that. All right, here we go. Moment of silence. Let's see if I can get it. Nope. Yeah. Oh, that's not good. Gonna try to salvage it. Malekith, stop. Okay. This might not be salvageable at this point, but I'm gonna keep trying. There we go. Okay, into phase 2. Oh. Okay.
Yes, did it. Let's go, Mitch.
Very, very slow, but we made it through. Okay, that's not how that fight is supposed to go, but barely managed to pull it back. So I think we should have pretty much a guaranteed PB here. As long as I don't really, really mess up the final fight. And so if you've played the game casually, you might be thinking, what do you mean the final fight? There's like 3 more fights left. Well, we can just skip. 2 of the fights and get right to the last one.
Well, actually, there's 4 more fights if you fight them all.
If you count the 2 fights as separate.
No. I'm talking about there's the guy in the room before Horaloo. I can't remember his name.
Sir Gideon Ofnir, the All-Knowing. Yep.
Yeah, there's Gideon, and then Horaloo, and then the 2 final fights.
Yeah. I count the 2 final fights as 1 encounter, but it
fair,
is 2.
I guess. But it feels like 2 very distinct bosses.
They do. It is very odd that they are smushed together into 1 encounter.
The zip is hardware dependent, so that is the any percent unrestricted category, which is not any percent plain and simple, which is what this category is. The reason for the change is because the hardware dependence means not everybody can do the glitch.
Mm-hmm.
Also, yeah, this is the Gideon skip that has since been patched, but not in the version Mitch is playing on.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Oh. Took a few tries, but that should be fine. Alright, and we are going to grab this Grace here, again, just for safety. In a world record attempt, you would not grab this Grace. But since I am grabbing it, I'm also going to level up my strength to make the final fight just a little bit faster. And this skip on Horaloo is technically hardware dependent, but basically every hardware that currently exists can do it. It's just if you had a supercomputer that loaded in way too fast, you would not be able to do it. And actually, PS5, if you have like the wrong settings and you have it on an SSD, can actually load in too quickly and fail to do this skip. But if we stand on this railing here, as we load in, the game kind of... I'm not really sure why standing on the railing makes a difference, but it loads everything in a lot slower. So the fog wall actually just doesn't load in and we can walk right through it.
It's a shame. I mean, the skip is cool, but this is my favorite boss.
I know, mine too.
It's such a
I'm not sure how he would
boss.
fail against, or how he would fare against the chainsaw glitch.
Yeah, I mean, he's pretty aggro.
Yeah?
So maybe it'd be hard to set up, but yeah, I mean, he would not. He would go down quite quick.
At the start, you can manipulate him into doing an attack that gives you some time, though. All right. And so we're just going to chainsaw down Radagon. And hopefully chainsaw down Elden Beast. He's one that you really have to get at first try. And we did. And so this should be a nice, easy PB.
Yes!
Yeah.
Yes! Let's go!
Victory laps.
Wow. Wow.
All right.
Literally
first try of the night.
run
Let's
of
go.
the day. Literally the first run, dude. That's so
I did a lot of
sick.
practice beforehand, so I'm glad we made it through. This is not a fast time, but this is a completed run on the fast route. So that is super nice.
I mean, what is that, 24:30?
24:30, yep.
That puts you in 6th place.
Not bad.
No, I would say not bad.
Probably the 6th person to do the chainsaw route.
Maybe. But hey,
a lot of
sixth
people
place
do
is
not
sixth
like
place.
it. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, here's the thing, gamers. First of all, the show's not over. But the least you could do, the absolute least you could do for witnessing this PB live just now is go to twitch.tv/MitchRiz and drop a gosh dang follow. What are you doing? Get in there. Get in there. Sekiro and Elden Ring speedrunner extraordinaire. You got to get in there. It's a great stream.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, so, I mean, more attempts?
More attempts. Let's do it.
Great.
Let's save that right there. And yeah, I'm hoping for a 22-minute time today. I think we can cut another 2 minutes off of that with a decent run. The world record is a 21:09. That's pretty hard to achieve, but I'll be happy with something in the 22s today. I think we can do it.
Yeah, we're gonna see more. I mean, we've got another 2 hours still.
All right, let's see here. What shall I?
Try typing ADEF, ADEF.
Oh, most of those are going to work. Actually, I think all of them will work.
All right, try typing ADEF games. Put GAMES at the end.
It still worked. Anything
I guess
on
it's
the
because in the lower
part of the
2/3 of the keyboard. Yeah. All right, then let's get MitchRiz. Delete that and type MitchRiz.
So I can't actually hit backspace. So
can you just like Control A?
I can use delete. We got it.
Nice. Okay.
There you go.
It's your south of the border counterpart.
Mextrez. Yep.
Oh,
all right.
God. For anybody just tuning in, this is PB Precipice, a show all about personal bests and speedrunners trying to achieve them live for you and doing proper speedrun attempts. My name is ADEF, and I host this show as well as another show called Challenger Approaching, which is on every other Friday night that showcases challenge runs. But we've got MitchRiz, who just got a PB in Elden Ring Any Percent live on the first run, which, by the way, Mitch, not many people come on this show and actually PB. It's like pretty low success rate, genuinely. But we're doing it now.
Yeah. Well, I may have, cheated a little bit by not doing a lot of actual runs while preparing for this show.
No, a PB's a PB. Hey, that's just you just practiced enough and then decided to save the juice for the stream itself. There's nothing wrong with that.
Oh yeah.
I would say that is the same thing as not doing offline attempts and just waiting to stream.
Yeah, that's basically what I did. Hopefully my success rate with that chainsaw glitch can get a little better this time, because that was a little bad on some of those bosses there. I did not think we were going to make it through.
I love the sound of you hitting the 6 keys.
Yeah, hitting
sound.
the... Hold on, I'd have to count all the ones at the top. It's tilde, then 1 through 0, so that's 11, 12, 13, 14 keys in about a third of a second. That's what I do. All right, and the biggest challenge with the chainsaw glitch, at least with the key bindings that I have, isn't just the fact that it's fast. It's the fact that you can go too fast and then it doesn't work. So it's actually a very specific timing, which you wouldn't think for just oh yeah, hit 8 keys within a third of a second. It's like, go as fast as possible. But with key bindings as powerful as what I have, I go too fast, probably more often than I go too slow.
Do controller runners use key bindings for this as well, or do they try to do it on controller?
As far as I know, they just do it legitimately on controller. They re-keybind a few things to be more convenient, but it is only actually pressing the different buttons on controller. They don't just make it where like you can slam your hand across the face and do it or anything like that.
Wow.
Yeah, those guys, they are the real. In fact, the world record right now is done entirely on controller, except for that Gideon skip that I did. That one's just a little easier on keyboard.
They sir, but I can play turning to aid you. You need to the foot.
Can you explain again why the cutscene is black here?
Some torrent. Treat him with.
So I don't know the technical reason, but basically just when we warp there to the Grace, instead of doing the cutscene immediately, I don't know, something happens and it goes black instead of showing it. It also doesn't properly transition to night. That cutscene is supposed to make this night, specifically so that you can then go and immediately get the spirit caller bell from Ronnie at the church. But if you warp to the Grace before sitting down at it, I don't know, it doesn't happen.
Interesting.
Yeah, there's a lot of technical oddities in this game. More so than the other Souls games. Probably because it's just so darn big.
Yeah, there's just a lot. There's a lot going on.
Things.
I mean, you know, it's sort of with any program, whether it be a video game or software or what. Like, you know, the more vast the project, the more likelihood there is to be issues.
Oh yeah, for sure. And this is a vast project.
Yeah, it's immense.
Yeah.
The fact that this game was QA'd at all is incredible.
Yeah. Like, it's still a lot less broken than Skyrim, so...
Yeah, I think that's the thing, right? Is like, you know, people are like, oh my god, like the game's so broken. It's like, not really.
Yeah.
Like the game, I mean, there were some issues at launch, no doubt. But those were like, you know, not gameplay issues really. They were like graphical and whatever, and, you know, system architecture issues, which, yeah, is annoying, but, you know, whatever. But like the game itself, functionally, is like not that broken at all. Like most of this stuff is like, yeah, speedrunners do it, sure. But the average end user is never going to encounter the chainsaw glitch or, you know, the torrent Pegasus glitch. Like, these are not common end user things.
Yeah. Which, by the way, both of those have been since patched out.
Right. Well, that's classic FromSoft, obviously.
Yep, yep.
Any glitch is a blemish on the game.
But the most broken glitch in the game, the zip, still in the game. Because I think it's just too closely tied to the movement system that to get rid of it, they'd basically have to overhaul the movement system, I think.
Yeah, I think you are probably correct.
One annoying thing that I'm not sure if they've patched out, I hope they have, but I haven't played on the current patch as much because I've been doing speedruns on older patches, is sometimes the mouse will get no longer attached to the screen itself and can go and wander off to my other monitor. I'm hoping they've fixed that, but I don't know. Very annoying for speedruns where you can have this mouse on the other screen click and all of a sudden you're spinning in place because you're not selected on the game anymore.
Lovely. I had some persistent shadow, light, and texture bugs throughout my whole casual playthrough, which was not very epic.
Yeah.
But I just dealt with it. I was like, whatever, it's fine.
Yeah. Not the biggest deal. Hey, this run is off to a cruising pace.
It's a very nice split, Mitch.
Mm-hmm. Very nice.
Very nice. I think probably
back up to our
after
Pegasus.
After the next reset, we could take our first break if that's okay with you.
Sounds good.
Great.
We're just back up to our Pegasus shenanigans. Killing Torrent to make him fly. It's kind of interesting. There's so many glitches that have been found for this game, but this particular run is just 3 over and over. It's multiple Pegasus, multiple wrong warp, and multiple chainsaw glitch, and that's it.
I mean, as broad strokes, yes, but to be annoying, like, you know, skipping Horaloo.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Skipping Gideon. I mean, like, you know.
Fair.
But yes, you are absolutely correct.
And I believe this is the... Actually, this and any % unrestricted are the only runs that do not upgrade a weapon. Just because they use such broken tech that you don't need to. And fight so few bosses. And for anyone that hasn't seen the any % unrestricted, I would highly recommend you check out those records. They are fast approaching sub 4 minutes of in-game time.
Genuinely disgusting.
Yes. Where you don't fight a single boss. It is a pacifist, low %, any % speedrun.
Dude, I love when low % and any % are the same category. It's one of my favorite speedrunning things.
It seems Torrent, whereas there is, but I can take gathering.
Wind Waker any % is also Wind Waker low % right now, which is really cool.
Oh, really? I did not know that. Found the wrong warp.
I mean, if you're doing the optimal route, which is, and I cannot stress this enough, unprecedentedly difficult.
Oh, no. Is it like manual super swims and all that?
Yeah, there's manual super swim. There's more zombie hovers than I can count.
Oh, yeah.
It's like stupid. If you haven't seen the current any % record for Wind Waker, I highly recommend. I can't remember if Iwabi or Lola Kirby has it right now, but it's very worth watching.
How long is the current Wind Waker any percent?
It's like 50 minutes.
Okay.
It's like stupid. I did a slower route when I was learning it for the 3D Zelda challenge. And getting sub 2 hours is one of the hardest things I have ever done. Meanwhile, they are pushing sub 1 hour. I've been speedrunning a long time, and I wish to never play Wind Waker ever again.
That's how you know it's a good speedrun.
It's
when it makes
so
you never
hard.
want to play the game.
It's so hard, dude. Yeah, I got the 145 and like popped off. And for context, like my 145, which is like almost an hour slower than first place, is like 10th place.
Oh, wow.
Because the run is so hard. Like, people are not willing to do it.
Yeah. The any percent unrestricted for this game is kind of similar. I'd have to check, but I can't imagine there are that many runs on the board.
There are 7 currently for any percent unrestricted.
7.
And the
that
delta
sounds about
between
right.
them is 20 minutes. Seeker has a 458 and Hazeblade has a 2437.
Yeah, and Seeker 458 it should actually be lower. I think there's unverified world records.
Oh, nice.
I think it's a 422, 23, somewhere in there right now. Oh. Failed Pegasus glitch. Oops.
Okay, yeah, Wind Waker any percent. First place is 5308 by Iwabi. I'm in 18th place with a 145.
Any percent is often the most popular category game, but not always.
No. I mean, it used to be the most popular thing in Wind Waker for a long time.
Mm-hmm. And then they found
everything. They found everything. What does restricted mean? Mitch, you want to take this?
Yeah, so there are 2 restrictions that make it restricted. The first one, and the most important for the actual routing of the game, is you're not allowed to do the zip glitch, which basically teleports you forward at a very fast speed. You can do it anywhere. It just requires blocking and walking. That's it. And then sometimes you will just get teleported, but it is both frame perfect, sort of double frame perfect, but I could get into the technicals of it, and hardware dependent. You have to keep a stable 60 frames per second for the entire thing, start to finish, of the inputs. And if you drop even a single frame, if you drop to 59.999 frames per second at any point, it does not work. So because of that, it is banned from the normal any percent. The other thing that is banned is force quits, which is Alt F4ing the game. That's more so just a community decision as opposed to a, like, it's hardware dependent. It's just a lot of people don't like force quitting the game. And so it's put in unrestricted and not allowed in regular restricted. That one barely matters, though. It only makes wrong warps a little easier. Doesn't change the routing. Yeah, but with zips, all of this movement that I'm doing wouldn't have to do any of it. I could just basically teleport from place to place. And it's so powerful that it can actually kill bosses just by doing the zip. You can zip far enough away that the entire zone deloads, and bosses will fall to their death without you having to actually fight and kill them. So that is why the zip category, any percent unrestricted, is nearing 4 minutes long. Because you can just teleport to the end, and then teleport and the boss dies. I think for this run, I'm going to not take some of those safety graces that I took in the previous one. I wanted to get a run done, but now let's go fast. So we'll try to get absolutely everything first try. Oh, another little speed tech that we have throughout the run is anytime that we are sprinting, our stamina drains. And to get it back, normally you would stop sprinting for a while and let it recharge. But if you just do a quick little crouch and uncrouch, the animation of uncrouching is about as fast as sprinting, but it counts as a not sprinting animation. And so our stamina refills during it.
It's so interesting that, like, this category was, you know, all of this movement for 15 minutes and a bunch of weapon setup, and now it's just a bunch of movement and then 3 bosses.
Yeah. I kind of like it for that. A lot of runners hate the chainsaw glitch, so they hate this category, but I think it's kind of nice. Not too much setup, just kind of straight to the end and getting into the action.
I think it's cool.
All right, first try on the chainsaw glitch. Oh, an interesting thing with the chainsaw glitch is if you wiggle while you're doing it, if you press the movement keys, it does the hitboxes faster. I have zero idea how that works. I actually didn't even know that it did until I rewatched the world record run last night and noticed him wiggling and tried it out myself.
Nice. Also, something worth mentioning about the Godskin duo is that you may have noticed that even after each individual, like, you know, the apostle or the noble or whatever would die, Mitch would still be doing damage as they, like, withered away. Their hitbox is active and tied to the main health bar until they, like, truly disappear.
Yes, that's what allows us to kill the entire thing in 2 and a little bit of a boss, whereas if you didn't know that and you weren't hitting the corpse, you could take up to 4 boss kills to actually finally down it and get the kill on the sort of main health bar.
Yeah, so to reiterate for the people in chat asking, the quote-unquote chainsaw glitch is just a fun name for it. Basically, Mitch is doing some shenanigans with stacking weapon arts, of his like, broadsword there and the serpent hunter, and then this, and I regret to even say this out loud, causes the game to get confused. To use Mitch's words. And it results in this cool, heavy DPS, like chainsaw type machine gun nonsense.
Yeah, to give it a more accurate title, it is a weapon art weapon swap glitch. Where we swap the move set of the pizza cutter onto the serpent hunter. Even though we don't have the pizza cutter, it's just lucky that it is weapon art number 1 in the list, and so that is what the game defaults to.
What is the actual name of that weapon?
I
knew you wouldn't know. I knew you wouldn't know.
Does anyone know? Come on,
I don't
it's the
know.
pizza cutter.
I don't know what it is.
It's like the wheel of, like, I want to say like Giza. That's probably wrong though, because that's an actual place in the world. But it's
yes. In Bloodborne, I think it's called the Whirligig Saw.
I don't think it's named that in Elden Ring.
No, I do not think so. The Giza wheel.
Oh, did I get it right?
Ghiza, as opposed to how you would spell Giza in Egypt.
Hey, I'm taking that. That's close enough for me. All right, perfect. We got the worst luck, but we can still kill him even with the worst luck. Let's go.
That was kind of sick. We're kind
pretty good.
Kind of low key pacing right now.
A little tiny bit. Could possibly, I think, actually get a 21-minute time if I can get the Gideon skip first try. Gideon skip is actually easier on keyboard and mouse, is what most players find, because there's a compass setup. So the compass above my head, where currently I'm facing like southwest, if you face it certain directions as you do the jumps, you'll get the right spot to land where you need to. It's still pretty precise and not the easiest thing, but makes it a little easier with the compass setup. Ah, close. Okay, second try is not bad. All right, I am still going to grab the Grace here because it is such a short run back that it's I think it's just kind of worth it. All right, one more skip and 2 more chainsaws, and we should have another PB. All right, if I do mess up on the final boss, either of them, I will just quit out and it'll put me right back in front of the fog wall, and I will be able to try again. As long as I don't get too greedy. Sometimes I try to go for it a second time, which can work out, but it can also ruin the whole thing.
GLHF.
Okay, one down. And that'll do it.
Bro, Mitch! You're cracked, dude! You're cracked!
We got
This is nuts! This is
PB number 2.
2 runs, 2 PBs, dude. Literally 2 runs. Literally 2 runs.
2 runs, yep.
Who are you?
Twitch.tv/Mitch Riz.
That's right.
And there we go. 2207. You know, that's
have fun
better
in
than my
4th place.
goal.
Have fun in 4th place, Mitch.
My goal was a 22-minute time. Well, I guess we have to adjust it. I guess we have to go for a 21-minute time before the show's over.
If you don't follow Mitch Riz right now, literally what are you doing with your life? There's 3,500 people here. Get in there, dude. My man. Nobody PBs on PB Precipice. It does not happen. There's a lot of people watching. There's a lot of nerves. There's a lot going on. Mitch has done 2 runs today and PB'd twice, both times by significant margins. These are not like small PBs. Dude, what is happening right now? This is nuts. This is nuts.
The new route is just too fast.
No, but you're also playing well. Like, let's not discount that.
All right, that was good. All right, take a little break now, I guess.
Yeah, so the gaming's not over. We've only used like a little over a third of our slot. So we're gonna take a quick break, give Mitch a chance to stretch his legs and get back into the mindset. So everybody stick around. There is more Elden Ring any % attempts coming up, and maybe we push for 21. I don't know. So don't go anywhere. There will be more PB Precipice in just a second. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Games Done Quick Hotfix. This is PB Precipice. My name is Adef, and I am your host. We are joined by Mitch Riz. Some announcements really quickly, though. Gamers, check out @GamesDoneQuick on Instagram to get bite-sized clips from our Hotfix shows to see what happens at the events. It's a great Instagram account. I recommend following it. Our editors are doing fantastic work. Your subs, Prime Gaming subs, gift subs, and bits cheered on the GDQ Twitch channel help support weekly Hotfix content and shows like this one. So please consider subscribing if you enjoy the weekly Hotfix shows. And if you're watching on YouTube, please go to twitch.tv/GamesDoneQuick if you're interested in looking at our live content starting weeknights at 7 p.m. Eastern and weekends at 1 p.m. Eastern. And also, just a quick note, if you are on YouTube and you're like, well, I want to follow Mitch as well, the link is in the description, so please check it out there. Mitch, how are we feeling after those 2 PBs?
I'm feeling great. I blew away my own expectations of what we'd accomplished today, so ready to go for more.
Great. What's the new goal?
New goal is going to be anything in the 21-minute range. We are only a minute off of world record, so, you know, We can maybe try for that. It's unlikely. But we can try.
You know what else is unlikely? PBing twice in a row on the GDQ channel. So,
there you go.
Go ahead and you can start whenever you're ready with more attempts, Mitch. And everybody in chat, let's get some GLHFs and some fun emotes to cheer Mitch on.
Yeah. All right. What should I try to type this time?
You should try to type 2 PBs because that's all on the top row pretty much.
Yeah. So 2. Just
No. TWO.
Okay. Here we go. Yeah. There we go. There we go.
Good.
All right. I mean, we're going to make it 3 here, so I don't know why I was typing 2. It should have been 3 PBs, but...
Right. Right.
Right. Now we'll probably get to see more of the actual resetting and trying to get a good start at this point. Because we do not have quite as much time to save anymore. A little minor speed thing that I haven't mentioned before is whenever picking up an item, if you then switch the way that your character is holding their weapons, it'll get you out of the slow pickup animation. So when I picked up the item, I immediately then two-handed, or maybe it's un-two-handed, I forget, one of the two, my sword, and that lets me start sprinting at full speed a little quicker. Also, the tutorial boss, like in most Souls games, the quickest thing to do is to just die as soon as it spawns. So we jump off the ledge to die quicker. Because you are expected to lose, so might as well lose fast.
That's the spirit.
It is possible to win, and you get a unique weapon and... I can't remember if it's just weapon or weapon and something else, but
you get
we don't use that.
A weapon and a shield, I believe.
Yeah, that sounds right. But we would just discard them anyway to get them out of our inventory, so...
So yeah, for those who don't know what PB Precipice is, the point of this particular hotfix show, of which there are many hotfix shows, regular speedrunning content here on the GDQ channel, not during the main events, AGDQ and SGDQ. This particular show is tailored towards speedrun attempts. So, as opposed to doing like a marathon showing where you might go for safe strats and like it's a proper no reset, Mitch is allowed to reset as many times as he would like, especially now that there have been finished runs. He can just go, reset as much as he wants. So he's going for the hardest stuff and really pushing it to the limits as you would see on a proper speedrun stream. So that's the point of this show.
And one thing with that is I am jumping, which is sort of, kind of, slightly faster as long as you're going uphill, and a little bit slower if you're going downhill, and about the same speed if you're on flat ground. So in that one particular place where I know I'm going uphill, I do a couple of jumps to get a little bit faster. And got a new gold with it.
Mitch was saving optimizations this whole time, my god.
I might have forgotten because it's so minor that I often just forget about doing it.
It will some torrent treat him with.
You can see it only got us a 0.2 second. Hold on. A 0.2 second gold, so does not make the biggest difference. And I definitely threw away all of that 0.2 seconds with failing to equip Torrent's ring. That's all right, though. Not quite reset worthy yet, but can't afford too many time losses. I mean, honestly, I'm very happy that we've even not just PB'd twice, but successfully gotten through 2 runs. Because in my practice, I had several hours at a time where I did not complete a single run. So 2 in a row, that's pretty fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, I have nothing of quality to add other than, like, you're a god.
I do well under pressure.
There you go. Hey, that's a very good character trait.
Except for speedrun races. Don't put me in a speedrun race. I've never won.
How long have you been speedrunning, Mitch?
Since a little after Sekiro came out, so right around 3 years.
Nice.
Yeah, I did a race with Lil Aggie on, I think it was AGDQ 2021, although I could be getting that date wrong. And definitely lost. And since then have raced him a few more times and always lost.
I have done... I mean, I don't know if the Mario 35 showcase counts as a race, so let's not count that as a race. That's more like a competition. But I've done one race at a main GDQ, and I also lost, so I'm right there with you, Chief.
Yeah.
What's PB Precipice? Is he playing right now or showcasing a run or something? He's doing PB attempts.
Yeah. I am doing a run and all of that, trying to get trying to get a new actual personal best.
So far, we've, based on the data I've been shown, we've no reason to believe that Mitch doesn't PB every run.
100% PB rate.
There's no data to suggest otherwise.
Yeah, just ignore the little 49 in the corner of live split.
Oh, they can't even see that.
Oh, perfect.
That's cropped off.
Oh.
So I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Yeah, I've only done 2 attempts in my life. Just PB'd both times. Yeah,
there you go. 2 attempts, made it to 4th place. Pretty good.
Yeah.
Something that seems kind of nice about this category is it doesn't seem ultra reset heavy in the first half. Which, could be bad or good depending on how you look at it, like whether or not you'd want a run to be more difficult in the front half or the back half. But it's kind of nice that you get to see a good chunk of the game every time.
Yeah, honestly, I quite like this category. It is basically, if you were so good that you could do everything perfectly, you would just set the world record every time. There's basically no RNG. There is, but it's so minor that every single run can be a good run. And you know that anytime the run goes wrong, it's because you made a mistake, not because, there was no hope on this one.
Right. It is, that's classic Souls though, right? RNG only starts being punishing when you're playing bad. So it's it's so unfortunate because it just gets worse.
Which is kind of then surprising that the world record for this has, I think it's a 3rd try on the final boss. I think everything else goes super well up to that point, and then the final boss is like 3rd or 4th try. So there's still room to get world record. That was scary. Almost just fell off before my horse spawned.
Oh my god, everybody in chat is like, what does the 49 mean?
The 49 would be the number of attempts that I have done in this category in total. Including today, but most of them, you know, aside from the last 2, done before today.
Is that including the older route?
Yes, that is including the older route. That's including actually several different older routes. Most of my attempts were done on one where we didn't even know about the chainsaw glitch. So this was done using the ice rind hatchet, which is just a very powerful and easy to upgrade weapon. That's what was shown off at the recent SGDQ was the ice rind hatchet route. But hey, why actually fight bosses with an actual intended weapon when we can just, you know, chainsaw them?
To determine if you had. It seems torrent, whereas I'm. There is, but I can take gathering.
And so far, I think we're on yet another PB pace, potentially.
Heck yeah.
In the green. Which actually is a common question on a lot of speedrun streams, is what do the colors mean on live split? Where green means that we are currently faster than our personal best, the best run that we've done. Red means we're currently slower. And gold is specifically for that one section that's the best that you've ever done, that one particular section.
You can also, I mean, for what it's worth, you can also change the colors to be whatever you'd like.
That's true. Those are the default colors, I should say. If you don't do anything special with live split, those are the colors it will automatically usually choose. A lot of people have like rainbows for their best possible, which is very nice looking, where like it's changing colors and all that. The green and red, most people tend to stick to, but it is by no means universal.
I like blue and red personally.
Oh, okay. I find the blue is sometimes a little hard to see depending on the game you're playing.
That's fair. You also don't play as many 4-3 games as I do.
True.
So there's a lot of games where like live split is not on top of the game.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I tend to always have it on top of the game.
That is the current meta for stream layouts.
Yep. So
Oh
far,
yeah,
I
isn't...
think
Sorry, go ahead,
we're
Mitch.
good. I think we're actually relatively close to world record pace at this point. Probably around 10 seconds off, but he loses more than 10 seconds at the end, so in theory, we
That's
might be
just
on world
math.
record pace. Yeah.
That's just simple algebra. It's not like the hardest parts are still yet to come or anything.
No. It's not like this is all the easy parts where losing 10 seconds is, bad because this is all the easy part, but
I mean, it is still sick that you're executing at that level.
yeah. I mean, I'd have to double check. Maybe the world record just saves a bunch of time that I don't even know about. Doing some silly little movement stuff, but I'm pretty sure we're on good pace. Although this one always gets me, the chest here. I never get a fast opening. Okay. Since we are at that point, I'm going to stop getting the safety grace here. Because if we fail the wrong warp, I would reset anyway. This might make it harder. I haven't actually tested this. This might turn the wrong warp into just a 2-frame input. 1/30th of a second to get it right. Okay. Hopefully this gets it. It does not. I think it does. So I'm going to do my first reset of the night.
Unbelievable.
I know.
Unbelievable.
Failure as a speedrunner.
Oh no, it's you have failed.
Yep.
Even though you've already PB'd twice.
Yeah, that is so I'm now fairly confident that the world record strat there, not grabbing the grace, puts it into the 2-frame window to get that wrong warp. So we're gonna try to get that 2-frame window, but we have massively upped the difficulty of this run now. All right.
World record run.
World record. Yeah, the U went back to the start, so there we go. World record run.
This is good. This is a good bit. This is a good bit.
Yep.
Chat is upset that it's not only PBs.
Yeah, I'm upset with myself. How dare I?
I mean, the show is called PB Precipice, for God's sake.
Yeah. Well, now, knowing that it is the tighter window is actually helpful because I now know that I have to try to get the wrong warp as late as possible. Because a normal wrong warp where you've sat at a grace, something like a 5 to 10 frame window, but it's pretty early. Whereas the 2-frame window happens very late. So now I know I can better hone in on the timing I need. So hopefully that helps. Hopefully I get it this time.
I think like I've always been of the mindset personally that if I'm struggling with a trick or whatever, some people might find that like labbing out attempts of the trick is useful, and I like that too. But for me, if I'm truly struggling with something, my biggest tool is learning everything that I can about it. Like if I know intricately how it works, I feel then it's more on me to execute rather than like be upset with the game.
For sure.
If I know the frame window, I know why it works, I know what I'm supposed to be doing intricately, then like, I have all the knowledge. Now it's just up to me to execute.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've done that before, like, especially with Sekiro, which has been my main game over the past 3 years. Done that with making, just for practice, don't ban me from the leaderboards, but just for practice, making macros that I would change the timing in a macro to see, okay, how lenient is it?
Sure.
What's the exact timing of it, and all that to just really understand it from that level. And yeah, it helps immensely, I think.
It's funny, like, I've seen all these papers recently that are like, the human eye is unable to actually distinguish 30 from 60, or like the human eye, there's no way you could distinguish one frame from another frame in a 60 FPS thing. And I was like, I'm confident I can do that.
Yep.
Like, there's no doubt in my mind, myself and all of the speedrunning friends that I have, like, we all can do that.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same thing as like you read about like, oh, it should be impossible to hit like a Major League Baseball pitch. And yet I see that happen,
hundreds of times a week.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, if you focus yourself, if you focus yourself on one thing, you can become good at anything.
Mm-hmm. It feels like real life is like always those animes where it's like, oh, no one can surpass this limit. And then you have to dare to go even further beyond.
Yeah. That's such a good analogy.
Yeah. Life is just like an anime.
Oh my God. My dream come true. Or like, when, oh my God, he's so fast. I can't even see him.
He's PBing all over the place.
Oh. How is this possible? Not since 2 weeks ago have I seen anybody move this quickly. And then a character pushes up their glasses and it's like, well, actually,
that's
Mitch
me.
has been grinding off stream.
Off stream? That's not possible.
Off stream? Did he say macro? The ancient key rebinding technique. This can't be allowed.
Oh, you're gonna make me laugh too much. I'm gonna fail the PB now. It's gonna be on you.
I've never seen Torrent move like that.
Hey, only 2 fall damage that time.
Nice.
I don't think it matters, but we like to keep Torrent healthy if we can. Until we throw him off a cliff.
Right.
Ooh. What did I do there to get that gold? Okay, I do actually know the timing right here on the world record, and I believe we are less than 2 seconds behind world record at this point. And world record has the best quit outs I have ever seen of any runner. The record holder, Mufte, is so good that when he first submitted his first runs, we were like, is he using macros for quit outs? Like, they're just too fast. They're faster than everyone else.
In Sekiro?
In Elden Ring.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah, the current world record holder of this category, Mufte. It really was the anime. There's no way. He could never go that fast.
Surely he must be cheating.
You know, not in like we actually thought he was, but like this is
right.
actually so fast. Like, how? Teach us.
Our best player, Mitch Riz, can't even match those speeds.
And yeah, he is on controller, so I think it's actually a little easier to do quit outs on controller, at least compared to the default key bindings of keyboard. Although with my rebindings, now I can do it too fast. I can actually press the inputs too quickly where it won't happen. My rebinding technique is too powerful. Stop! You'll break it! It's not gonna work!
The game wasn't meant to move like this! If he's not careful, we might see something terrible. The Ancient Ones foretold of quit outs this fast.
I almost now want to, if I get a dead run, I think I'll demonstrate it with, you can go too fast on the quit outs for the Pegasus glitch and just still be riding on Torrent. But hopefully I won't actually do that on a PB pace. That would be bad.
Yeah, where's the speedrunning anime?
I think they're actually not anime, but I think there's a manga about. I think it's like an isekai of a speedrunner. So the speedrunner dies and gets put into the game that he's been speedrunning.
Yeah, this I think I know what you're talking about actually. Yeah, I'm just mimicking like all the English dubs I watched as a kid. Of like that voice of like, you know, the classic American English dub voice of a protagonist.
Oh yeah. All those shows on Toonami.
Ray, I think you're the knowledgeable person on the sidelines with all the info. Commentating for sure. I think I'm the nervous person. But that's you hosting? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe you are the nervous person hoping I don't say something stupid.
I think this is the fastest pace I've ever gotten to Volcano Manor, so...
Nice. And the weird, cute mascot that makes no sense given the rest of the setting is clearly Martin Baseball. Hell yes. Martin Baseball's like the anthropomorphized animal character that exists and can speak to the protagonists for some reason. It's like, you know, just a normal conversation between the characters. And then they're like, oh, I don't know. I'll have to consult Bear Boy. There's like some bear that walks up. It's like, what's up, guys?
Fitted term if you had. It seems torrent, whereas there is, but I can take gathering place.
I'm not sure I got that wrong, Warp. I did. Whew. There's a bit of a delay in the menuing. You can't quite just press the buttons as fast as you like. And I pressed some buttons too quickly. They got eaten, and I had to try to redo them in time.
Can Mitch explain why it looks like he kind of overshoots each grace?
Oh, yes. Actually, I can. So when you overshoot the grace, I actually did it! I went too fast on the Pegasus glitch. Okay, anyway. The point is so that you're facing away from the grace so that you have a turnaround animation. And while you're turning around, you can go into the menu. Whereas if you're facing it, it immediately locks you into the grace animation instead of having the turnaround. So we use that bit of time that we are turning around to open up the menu, which lets us then quit out or warp to the grace, whichever one is appropriate for that particular grace we're doing. Both of which just save us the animation of lighting the grace.
Hey, if you're a talent agent of some kind or a casting director for anything, but specifically, since it's relevant, anime dubs or video game dubs, hi, I live in Los Angeles and have a reel. Email me, please.
Is the reel just this stream?
No, I don't have a voiceover reel, actually, but I should.
Yeah.
My reel is like, I guess you would call IRL stuff.
Oh.
In that it is not voiceover. On camera, that's the word.
Alright, getting kind of nervous as we come back up to the wrong warp that I failed last time.
You got it.
I'm also pretty happy. I haven't messed up the route yet. When practicing, I messed up the route a few times. Because you do almost the same thing twice, but you just go in a different area after you get Torrent to fall off here. No!
Sad.
Well, okay, I guess that's a reset. Well, is it? Hold on.
Do you mind? Okay.
How long is
okay.
that?
Okay.
25 seconds lost. Yeah, let's reset.
Do you mind if we take our second break really quickly and then we'll just play through to the end after that?
No worries. Sounds good.
Great. Okay. Well, everybody, we're going to take our second break. This allows our runner to recoup and get back into tip-top shape, which is great. So yeah, everybody stick around. There's going to be more PB Precipice, more Mitras, more Elden Ring any percent in just a moment. We're just going to take a quick couple minutes here to get up, stretch our legs, and grab some water. So don't go away. We'll be right back. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Games Done Quick Hot Fix. This is PB Precipice. My name is Adef, and we have Mitch Riz showing off Elden Ring, any percent. And you know what? While I give these announcements that I'm about to give, why don't you just go ahead and follow Mitch on Twitch? Hey, that rhymes. My God, what a good branding moment. Mitch on Twitch. Twitch.tv/Mitch Riz. If you're on YouTube, the link is in the description. He's been putting on such a showcase for us today. It's your duty, nay, perhaps your legal obligation, subnote, not actually, to follow him on Twitch. But here are some announcements. Stay tuned after this run, or after this showcase here, and after this PB Precipice for It's Dangerous to Go Alone. And tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern will be Awfully Silly, followed by That's Never Happened Before, 3 of our other wonderful hotfix shows. There's lots of hotfix content after this. And please do check out Games Done Quick on Instagram at Games Done Quick to get bite-sized clips from our hotfix shows and see what happens at the main events. And One and Doneathon is coming up again, where you can show off your favorite run, and that's your only appearance in the One and Doneathon series. The schedule will be released July 29th. Mitch, take it away.
All right, we are right back into it after that unfortunate, well, I shouldn't say unfortunate, after I fell off because I tried to go a little too fast. And what should we try to type in this time? See how the keyboard treats us.
Let's try to type in protagonist.
Protagonist. Yes. 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 I love it. All right. Right back into it with our protagonist, Erzganist.
Oh no, Erzganist. An ancient warrior. Too powerful for our friends.
Oh, with the power of friendship, we will overcome.
If all 5 of us combine our powers now, maybe our Elden Ring any percent restricted time will be able to beat Erzganist time. Or else the whole world will fall. Cut to them praying to Miyazaki.
As we all do. As you learn to do as any Souls runner.
A necessary component.
Yep.
I think Erzganist is the one. I think this is the one.
Oh, yeah.
I'm calling it. I'm putting my faith in this one.
Okay. I might give up on the no grace wrong warp. It is the world record strat. I'm not sure it's the strat I should be going for right now. Just because that 2-frame window is so tight.
I think that's
I do wish I
fair.
knew exactly how much time it lost, though, so I could be better informed about is it worth it. I think it's only like 5 seconds, which really is not that bad. Also been a little lucky. The tree sentinel there sometimes will see us. Hasn't seen me on this particular route that I'm running though, so I'm not sure if I've just gotten lucky or if this route is a little safer. But we used to run a little bit further left in some places, and he would sometimes see us. Which isn't like the biggest deal. It just prevents or causes stamina to start draining. Whereas if you're outside of combat, then stamina won't drain at all.
So far, we've had 2 PBs from Mitch, and it was the first 2 runs of the day. So there was 1 PB and then another PB. But dare I say, we've been in a drought in the last hour.
Yeah.
But this is actually what's typical of PB Precipice. Very rarely do people come on this show in PB. So it was quite a treat to have those 2 PBs at the beginning. But no, Mitch is, and I mean, that's the nature of the thing, right? As the PB gets lower, the run gets harder.
Yep. What makes running a new game or a new category so much fun is pretty much every run is going to be a PB until eventually you get too good. And then the PBs start getting rarer.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't functionally matter, but for the purposes of the show, I guess. What's the actual time with quit-outs? It's like 30 minutes, maybe? Less, probably?
The real time? Yeah. I imagine it's still less than 30 minutes, but it's around 30. Probably like 27, 28, I would guess. Just because there's so many in the run. The timer also isn't 100% the exact same as real time, since it is the in-game timer. It's fixed to work mostly like real time, but it still technically ticks a little bit differently. Uh-oh. That's... Well, at least it's a quick reset. All right. What shall our name be this time?
How about antagonist? These are just,
yes.
I mean, man, anytime I need to name like an ancient character in a campaign or something, I should just ask you to type it in here and we'll...
Yeah. Hey, if you just rebind everything on your keyboard to different keys, then...
The Sword of Anzangens. Long ago. I think I accidentally just started doing the intro to Yu-Gi-Oh! There.
I'm very on brand for our anime.
Yes. Do you? So are you? I mean, given the bits we've been doing, I assume you are an anime enjoyer.
I say I like good shows, be they anime or be they not. But
what a
there's a
Shakespearean
lot of
answer.
anime that's not good.
Yeah, no, I mean, I would agree. I don't like bad anime.
Yeah.
I'm not going to watch a show if I think it's bad. Do you have a favorite anime?
I have a favorite, and I have one that I think is the best, and they're not the same.
Okay.
My favorite is Kaiji. High stakes gambling with very degenerate people. And the one I think is the best is Steins Gate.
Okay, so one of my best friends here in Los Angeles maintains that Steins Gate is like the best thing ever.
I agree with that.
I have tried to get into Steins Gate Zero. It starts so slow.
I actually haven't watched Steins Gate Zero, so I have no idea. If I like a show too much, I kind of don't want to watch if they make like a sequel or a prequel, or because I'm like, I don't want to ruin my perfect experience.
Interesting. My not that you asked, but my favorite anime, and I also maintain that it is the best. And somewhat shockingly, I think it might be, and I truly, genuinely believe this, and I am only lightly hyperbolizing here. I think Haikyuu is the best thing ever. Not just my favorite anime.
Is that the volleyball one?
It is the volleyball anime. It is the best thing. And I love it with my entire heart.
Yeah, I haven't seen any sports anime ever, so...
I'm not usually a fan of sports anime. It is not usually my thing, and I've seen very few that, like... I've been like, you know, oh, this is amazing. Like, everybody was so jazzed about Kuroko no Basket, and I really did not like that at all. But Haikyuu, spelled Haikyuu, is so unbelievably good. Because it's not just a sports anime, it's also like a slice of life and a comedy. And there's also like no superpowers or anything. Like nobody has anything that couldn't be done in real life. Nice waypoint.
Yeah.
Everything in Haikyuu is like possible.
Is it like they actually, you know, researched volleyball and it's just...
Yeah, the manga artist is a huge volleyball fan.
I mean, that would make sense why it would make a good volleyball manga if you have someone who is an actual big volleyball fan.
It's just like, I don't know. It's really great, and the characters are really lovable, and Haikyuu does this great thing where, like, the enemy teams are humanized. Like, you actually care a lot, and you kind of are sad when they lose to the protagonists. It's really great. Nothing that couldn't be done IRL, bro has never played volleyball. Okay, yeah. Occasionally things are done that are like slightly outside the physical reality, sure. But like, I don't know, nothing is done that's superhuman, I should say. Like, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like a golf anime where they get holes in one, where it's like, it's possible.
Yeah, it's possible. Is it likely that these high school students are doing it? No. No, not necessarily, but it is possible. Talk about speedrun, question mark, question mark, question mark? Oh my god. We've only spent the last 2 hours doing that. Oh no. Lose to the protagonist? Oh, you mean Erzgensts? That's a very good comment. No, Kuroko no Basket is like, they are doing things that are not possible. The main character's thing is that he's so unassuming that he disappears. It's so dumb. Literally, that's his thing, is that, like, he's such an unassuming person that the players cannot find him on the court.
Not the best start we've had tonight, but we'll make this work.
Yeah, where would you say the big time save is?
The big time save is not messing up. I think it was a Pegasus glitch that I messed up in the PB we set, and also the couple of skips at the end. I took 2 or 3 tries for Gideon skip and like 3 or 4 tries for Horalu skip. But that's still not a whole lot of time to save. So we are coming down to the, it's got to be close to perfect. Well, you know, not that you asked, but, you know, Steins Gate does definitely start out slow. But when it picks up, boy, it picks up.
I'll have to give it a watch. You watch Haikyuu, I'll watch Steins Gate. How about that?
All right, fair trade.
How many episodes?
24 or maybe 26.
Okay, great. Haikyuu is 4 seasons in, and I think it's like, I don't know, 50 or 60 episodes or something.
Well, this doesn't seem like a fair trade anymore. I think you're gonna have to watch Kaiji as well.
All right, well, let me check the episode count. Hang on, hold on. Season 4 is 25. Oh no. Season 4 is 25 episodes. Season 3 is 10, so that's 35. Season 2 is 25. Oh no. So we're up to 60. Season 1 is also 25. Oh, I didn't know it was that consistent. So it's 85.
Okay, so it's 4 times as long.
Yeah, so I'll just watch Steins Gate 4 times.
Oh, okay.
Do you watch much other, you know, like quote unquote mainstream television?
You know, the big name stuff.
Sure.
I watched The Boys recently.
The Boys is so good.
Yeah.
It's so good.
It's a nice refresher from the you know, Marvel
Yes,
superhero stuff.
I agree. It fills a really interesting niche. Definitely a lot of content warnings on The Boys, though.
Oh yeah, yeah. When they say it's, you know, rated R or mature or whatever it is on TV ratings, they mean it.
Yes.
They mean do not watch this unless you are of legal age. I'm a little slow. I'm gonna have to take the slow cycle on the elevator.
I have to say that, like, there are a lot of great shows that I've enjoyed a lot over the last couple of years, but I think the show that I think about the most is Succession.
Succession.
Yeah, it's really
I know
incredible. It's an HBO show about like a family that's in charge of a media conglomerate that's supposed to be sort of like Fox News, essentially. And the eldest member of the family, who's the CEO, is like in failing health, and so it's about who's going to succeed him. It is an incredible piece of television.
Oh. Before The Boys, though, I barely watched any sort of regular TV. I think the last time before that was like Game of Thrones.
Well, and the classic.
Yes, that ended not so classically.
So the way I feel about I won't spoil for anybody who's not seen it, but the way I talk about the last season of Game of Thrones is like, the way I talk about Dark Souls 2. So I really like Dark Souls 2, but I can respect and understand that it's like you're comparing a 7 out of 10 game to like several 10 out of 10 games.
Mm-hmm.
And the way I feel about the final season of Game of Thrones is like, it's like a 6 out of 10 or 7 out of 10 season compared to like several 9 and 10 out of 10 seasons. So like by comparison, it seems horrible.
It seems torrent,
but like in reality, it's still pretty good. It's definitely unfortunate.
Oh, missed the wrong warp. Yeah. I think on its own, it's fine.
It's fine.
But yeah, when compared to the rest of the show, it definitely slow again. Definitely doesn't quite hold up, and some of the character arcs just end a little weirdly.
Oh,
not
for
the
sure.
way that you'd expect.
That is my biggest gripe as well. Separate of plot or whatever, or direction or photography, my biggest issue with the season is the character arcs. No question.
For sure.
I really should not have brought this up. Everybody in chat's like, it sucks. I don't know. You try to make something that costs that much money with that many moving parts that good consistently. It's very hard to make anything, you guys. Having worked a little bit in the entertainment industry, it's unbelievable that things get made at all, to be honest. The fact that a video game or a TV show can be made and released is like a feat of humanity I can hardly begin to describe. Whether or not it's good is like a completely different question. Speaking of George R.R. Martin, though, Elden Ring.
Oh, yeah. I still don't know what he actually contributed.
I don't think he knows either. I don't think he knows either.
All I know is a lot of the main character gods and demigods are named starting with G, R, or M, so...
That it was a fun realization, I think. Yeah, he contributed his name.
Yes, I will let you use my initials for your character names.
The way I feel about the like Miyazaki George R.R. Martin collaboration, I mean, I actually have seen some interviews with George R.R. Martin where he talks about what he contributed, and largely it's like lore, and early development stuff, which is really cool. But the way I feel about it is kind of the way Guillermo del Toro talks about working with Hideo Kojima, where he's like, "Yeah, I don't really know what's going on." Like, people will ask Norman, like, before Death Stranding came out, people would ask Norman Reedus or Guillermo del Toro what the game was about, and they're both like, I have no idea. I do not know. The inner machinations of Kojima's mind are a mystery.
All right, so I said I wasn't going to go for the no grace, but on this run, we're a little behind, so I've changed my mind, and we are going to go for the risky strat to try to put us back on PB pace.
Let's go.
And if it fails, oh well. This run is getting close to that reset point anyway.
Well,
I guess we'll reset. So yeah, the Pegasus glitch, when you resummon him, there's I think it's a 1-frame window where you can resummon before he's died, and then that'll happen. And I was not really paying enough attention to try to not make it happen.
Fair.
So, oops. All right, this time, full focus. One more PB.
Let's go.
Guaranteed.
Chat, let's get some
back.
GLHFs. Let's get some GLHFs in the chat room, please.
All right. With our main character, oh, that's too close to... Ah, well. Only 2 letters changed. Main character Kun will always come out on top.
So it's like 12:30 right now. So if this run makes it past... If this run makes it past Ferrum Wrong Warp, I'd say it's probably the last run.
I would agree.
But if it resets before that, I think it's okay to do another one.
I will do my best to make sure that it does not reset before Ferrum Wrong Warp. After that, that's hard. We'll see. But before that, I just got to not make any mistakes.
Easy. Just don't make any mistakes, Five Head.
Just play perfectly for 20 minutes.
Duh.
Yeah.
Can I just say, Mitch, it has been a delight to have you on the show.
Oh, thank you. It's been a pleasure to be on the show as well.
Fantastic. We got to get you on for Sekiro soon.
Yeah. I've been kind of popping off there. Set a world record like a week back and tied a world record as of a few days ago.
Nice. There's not too terrible much time left in the show here. That was a sentence. Everybody, so please do take this opportunity to follow Mitch if you're not already. Twitch.tv/MitchRiz. You know me. If you've been around for a while, you know me. You know I love plugging the homies. And Mitch is a worthwhile one. Really talented speedrunner. You know, these days, as more and more people are sort of pivoting to, like, you know, not that there's anything wrong with this. I mean, I did it. Like pivoting away from like hard and fast dedicated speedrunning all the time, more towards like content. Mitch is a great mix of both. And you know, it's nice to just watch somebody who's talented play fast. So definitely worth your time.
Well, thank you. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to the Games Done Quick channel because they're doing a lot of good with everything that they put on, and you know, showing them some support for putting on and hosting all these great speedrunning events.
And there you go. Any primers in the chat?
Any primers?
You can also spend your prime at Mitch's channel. That works too.
You know, if you want to.
They serve but you. I can play turning to aid you. You need to the foot. That summon me. Ah, I bequeath. It will summon Torrent. Treat him with...
always feel like I should just be narrating every single moment of the run of like, oh, that went well.
It's difficult to strike that balance, right, between like, okay, how much should I be talking or whatever. And sometimes it's nice, I think, to just like let silence reign for a little bit. Especially, in a 3-hour slot like this, like it's okay if there are, moments of quote unquote dead air. It's a fallacy to assume that like every even for mainline GDQ runs, like a 4-hour run, it's a fallacy to assume that somebody should be commentating the whole time, which is why people say things like, this would be a good time for donations, because, there is not something to say for 4 hours.
Very true. Yeah, where's the donation person so I can throw it over whenever I don't have anything to say?
Unfortunately, you're stuck with me. And my ramblings about nonsense.
That's just about every Twitch stream.
Do you have a favorite game, Mitch?
Sekiro is my favorite game.
Very nice.
It got me into speedrunning just because I wanted to play it more, and I was like, well, what more can I do? And then Elden Ring is also up there, but I don't know. The speedruns are a little weirder in an open world game. A lot more... a little late. A lot more running around and setting up.
Yeah.
To determine if you had, it seems torrent, whereas there is, but I can take gathering play.
Hopefully that's not too early.
Man, these wrong warps seem tough.
They are a little precise.
What's the frame window for the ones where you have the Sight of Grace?
I'm actually not sure the exact frame window, and I think it varies, although I don't have the technical know-how to confirm that, but I think it's somewhere in the 5 to 10. Yeah, 5 to 10 okay. Frames.
That's not horrible.
Yeah. It's very reasonable, very doable, pretty consistent, but it feels to me like it varies because of the loading speed of how fast like the regular memory of grace loads. Like sometimes you just have a little longer to do it before it brings you in and does the warp, and sometimes it feels like you have a little less time. That could just be me getting it wrong though.
There's a great question in chat here that actually comes up pretty frequently on my shows. Has speedrunning a game ever taken away your enjoyment of it? Maybe by like showing you parts you wouldn't have seen otherwise. I'll give a little answer and then let Mitch answer as well. But I wouldn't say it takes away. That's maybe not the right way to phrase it. But your enjoyment of a game definitely changes. And there are a lot of speedruns in which you will never be able to experience the game casually ever again. Which, like, to be fair, a game is never the same as it was the first time. But speedrunning will warp your enjoyment completely of a game. Like, my favorite video game is Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door, and I choose not to speedrun it because I like to play it casually once every couple of years, and I know that will be not the same if I start speedrunning it. What do you think, Mitch?
Yeah, I mean, I would say it depends, because speedrunning, I think speedrunning Sekiro has only increased my enjoyment of it, even just playing through. I mean, I can't really play through just the base game because it's a little too easy now because I'm too good at it, but
right.
things like mods, like randomizers and things like that, it has only made them more fun. Whereas something like Elden Ring, it can point out a lot of the cracks in some of the different areas that can make it harder to play casually for sure.
Yeah, like I can't play Breath of the Wild the same anymore. After putting 3,000-4,000 hours into like speedrunning it, I can't really like play the game casually now and not want to win bomb and stuff around because I'm like, God, I'm moving so slow. Like I just want to do glitches so I can go places more quickly.
Yeah, but I'd say in general, it never takes away the enjoyment that you had, and it never makes it so that you can't play it at all anymore. It's it changes the way that you want to play it. You want to be going fast, even when there's no like need to.
Yeah. But there are also games where the speedrun is so vastly different from the casual experience that like it's kind of non-intertwined, so it's fine. Mm-hmm. Like, I feel like even though Elden Ring, it kind of shows you the cracks in the game, like part of me almost feels like if you're just running the shorter categories, like any percent, you're not seeing much of the game, like at all. So you can kind of still casually play just fine.
Yeah, I'd say for me, Elden Ring is more like, hold on 1 second. We're getting terrible luck. Please abduct me, please. Thank you. Okay, but for Elden Ring, it's sort of like once you know where everything is, the exploration is hard to get back as a something to do.
Yeah.
You can still fight the bosses and all that.
Right. Would you say that's like the biggest RNG factor in this category? Is the whether or not the maiden or whatever captures you immediately?
That and on Malekith, you have to wait until he charges at you, and sometimes he just stalls. He just stalls and does not charge at you. So those two are probably the biggest.
What's the range on the chainsaw glitch? Like how far away can you be hitting?
How do I sort of describe it? Well, if you've played the game and you've done Rykard with the Serpent Hunter, it's that range.
Okay. So it's pretty far.
Yes. But it's not like infinite. It's not like across the entire map.
Fun fact. I'm gonna let you do the wrong word first.
I think I failed it. I think I was too early. Never mind. Got it.
I watched Aggie after I did not watch any gameplay of Elden Ring until I finished it. And I finished it, and then I was watching Aggie, little Aggie, who's a friend of Mitch and I's. I was watching him play it, and I watched him, I think he was doing All Remembrances. This is like week 3 or something that the game was out. And he used the Serpent Hunter on Rykard, and I was like, there's a weapon for this? Because I had played Dark Souls 3, and in Dark Souls 3, they do this with Yorm, like they're the Stormbreaker or whatever. And I don't know, I just picked up the weapon and forgot about it. So I just did it with melee. I think it only took me like 2 attempts. I was pretty late in the game by that point.
Yeah, it is very doable with melee, especially if you use like summons or things. The summons seem to just ignore the lava and just kill him.
Yeah, I had no problems using the Mimic tier for the vast majority of my playthrough. If it's in the game, I'm gonna use it.
Yeah, the tools
it was
they
also
give you.
fun. There's 2 of me. It was a blast. I got Shadow Clone Jutsu on my on my Elden Ring. Come on, man. This is great.
It is interesting that it's actually not used in speedruns because it actually makes the bosses less predictable.
Sure.
And predictability is oftentimes more important than just raw damage output.
Right.
That's a fake gold because we got a slight difference in where Melina asked us to go to round table hold. But hey, puts us right back on time. I think Rykard is probably my favorite of the gimmick fights they've done throughout the years.
It's a cool one.
I still have a problem with one attack that he does that in the speedrun, you just can't dodge it.
The ground one.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are the other gimmick fights? There's Yorm.
All the way back to Demon Souls. There's a bunch of them, but the big one was the Storm Ruler, I believe. The big manta ray that flew in the air. Dark Souls 1 have a...
Trying to think.
I think it did.
I don't think so. Oh, the iron, the stone, or the giant at the end of Sen's Fortress, kind of.
Oh, kind of, yeah.
Because it's not really like, you don't kill him. I mean, you can. You just like knock him off the ledge.
I wasn't even sure if that was like...
Oh, Bed of Chaos.
supposed to happen. Bed of Chaos.
I hate Bed of Chaos. Worst boss.
Okay. Rykard is
nightmare.
definitely better than Bed of Chaos.
Bed of Chaos is like the worst.
Yeah. I think I got it, so I think that will mean that we are on the final try.
Let's go.
Here we are.
Good luck, Mitch.
Yep.
And I think,
just,
you know, no matter what happens, you can finish this one out if you'd like.
Yeah, we will see. If it dies on Malekith, I may not want to because the run back is just very long.
Fair.
And hey, no matter what, 2 PBs in
2 PBs.
a night, let alone back to back, that's pretty good.
I would agree. Have y'all gone over favorite Elden Ring bosses? We talked about Hoaraloo a little bit, but my favorites are Hoaraloo and Malekith.
I think I would agree. Hoaraloo, for sure, is like a strong number 1 for me. Second place, probably Malekith, but only because I don't really have a lot of other ones that I consider that great. Like, I love Hoaraloo.
Right. The Placidusax arena is really cool.
But some of those
arena
hitboxes, I don't like those hitboxes.
Oh, the boss is like fine, I think.
Yeah.
But the arena, I think it's the coolest arena in all of Souls.
Yeah.
trying to think of other Elden Ring bosses I really liked. I don't know. So many of them are like fine. I ended up really enjoying fighting the Tree Sentinel over and over again, actually, because as he added more attacks and got a little bit buffer, I found it was very enjoyable that like I was getting really good at that fight over the course of my casual playthrough. So I like that one.
Yeah, my experience is so like tainted by the speedrunning stuff that it's hard to even remember exactly what I liked and disliked casually.
I also liked Radagon and Elden Beast.
I liked Radagon. I did not like Elden Beast.
I did definitely feel like there were one or two Elden Beast attacks. Like Elden Stars can die. That attack sucks. Yeah. I definitely like Radagon more than Elden Beast by a lot, yeah. Elden Beast is like a solid C tier, maybe low B tier.
Come on. There we go. Okay. One more to kill.
Very nice.
There we go. Not quite as fast as PB because I had to do like a third try on the glitch, but that's okay.
So again, that's the chainsaw glitch. It's weapon art stacking. Or I don't know what the technical name was that you had said.
Yeah, we call it a move swap with weapon arts.
It's some clever abuse of mechanics.
Yes. And if you want to try it out yourself, you know, the inputs are pretty tough.
What, you guys didn't pick up the submachine gun in Farum Azula? What was your favorite area, casually, in this game?
Favorite area? Probably Stormvale Castle.
Interesting. That's very classic Dark Souls area.
Yeah, yeah. Could also be Farum Azula.
Mine's the capital for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Lendell.
I got so lost in the capital.
That's fair. It's just really the architecture for me.
Yeah.
I'm such an architecture nerd, and like Farum Azula similarly is really cool, and I mean the tornadoes in the distance are like really epic. But the Ashen Capital is just absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, it's kind of conflated with the sewers in my mind, and I didn't like the sewers.
Yeah, I could do without the
Lane Bell.
sewers. I could do without those.
You know, but it's a Souls game. You got to have the dirty sewers and the poison swamps
And the characters who talk like, what's going on? All right, good luck with Malekith.
All right, yep. Time for the focus.
Nice save.
Oh,
nice
I didn't think
save.
I'd be able to save that. It's probably too slow for another PB, but we will finish it out and see. Oh, that was so scary.
That was really close. Yeah, what's up, Hypersomniac?
Oh. I'm still disappointed we didn't get the chainsaw any percent in GDQ. I mean, you can kind of see why it was a bad idea to do a GDQ, but I wanted it, so.
Hey, there's always next year.
Yeah. Maybe by then we'll be consistent enough that it's not a gamble on if the run even finishes.
You looking to submit anything for AGDQ, Mitch?
Well, I submit Sekiro every year because
Of course.
I love it, but probably some Elden Ring as well. I probably have to improve my times to have a chance of getting accepted, but let's see.
Very nice.
Who knows? Maybe by then, Armored Core, whichever one is next, will be out, and then I can submit that too. The next FromSoft game.
Nice.
First try. Okay, maybe we can still PB.
First try Horaloo skip, maybe?
Maybe. Skip the grace to have the best possible shot of PBing.
I think that's very fair.
Does mean if we die, we'll probably just end it there instead of doing this whole run back. Wait. No, second try is still pretty good. I always break the chair whenever I'm coming through, even though there's no reason to.
It's good luck.
RNG manipulation, for sure.
Of course. All right, good luck. I'm going to mute.
All right. Okay, one left. Nope. Well, I can quit out and try again, but this will, unfortunately, not be a personal best.
Well, that means they just have to go to your channel to see the personal best very soon.
Well, they'll have to see it, yeah. But we can try again and, maybe get close, maybe get another I-22 minute. Would still be much better than what I had coming into today. Oh, whoops. Hold on. That was not correct. Okay. I ended the chainsaw a little early. Here we go.
GG.
Oh, it might be a 23 at the end of the day, but still very happy with that. Very solid run to finish it out.
3 completed runs, 2 of which were PBs. It's pretty good.
That's pretty good. Oh, and it is... It is a 22. Let's go.
Very nice.
22:59.
All right, well, that's going to do it for PB Precipice for today. Mitch, any last thoughts?
Subscribe to the Games Done Quick channel. That's my final thoughts.
Very well. And everybody, thank you so much for watching PB Precipice. As always, my name has been Adef. You can find me at twitch.tv/Adef. And if you're ever looking for an actor for something, you let me know. But please do follow Mitch on Twitch, twitch.tv/MitchRiz. That's with a Z. And the link to his Twitch is in the YouTube description if you're watching on YouTube. Some quick announcements before we close things up for today. First of all, this is not the end of Hotfix for today. There is more content coming up. We have the next show, It's Dangerous to Go Alone, on right after this with our very own Frozen Flygon, a wonderful showrunner in their own right. And tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern is Awfully Silly, followed by That's Never Happened Before. And of course, Frame Fatales will be having its next all-women speedrunning event, Flame Fatales, from August 21st to the 27th. The marathon schedule is now out. Type !FF in Twitch chat or go to gamesdonequick.com/framefatales for more info. Prize submissions are now open. Check the site for more information. That's going to do it for PB Precipice and for me and for Mitch Riz. But everybody stay well, be safe, take care of each other, and stay tuned for more content.